second thing I've heard.
Yeah.
There's been three that I sort of line, but you've covered the backyard thing pretty well.
Oh,
the third thing I've heard, and I've said it to you, you're in the crowd a lot during the live shows. So I don't know. It's been a while since I've been here. I don't know if that's still the case.
Okay.
But you've told me that you think the fans sort of understand the difference between Derek and Dr. Feelbad.
Sure.
And that makes it okay for you to be out in the crowd.
Yes.
What is that the response that you would have to
Yes.
somebody that says you're out in the crowd too much?
Well, out in the crowd too much. Well, here's the thing. Based on what opinion? If I'm out in the crowd, here's an example that'd be right. If I'm out in the crowd too much, then ticket sales should be way down, right? They're at all-time highs, not record highs. We've set record high attendance almost consistently. Not 12 out of 12 of the last 12 months, but about 8 out of the last 12 months. I wish I had the paper in front of me because I'd actually read it off to you.
Do you ever feel like maybe you're a distraction to the live crowd?
No, not
Okay.
whatsoever. Not whatsoever. And because you've worked here, you've been here, this crowd's a different breed, like old school breed. I could turn on the Feelbad 5 again and be heel out there, and they could hate me in a minute. And if you remember in the days Feelbad 5 was heel, I still went to the end of the door and shook everyone's hand at night and said good night to them. And they were able to come off that, and I was able to come off that Dr. Feelbad persona and just be Derek to show the appreciation. It's another thing about indie wrestling. Norm Connors led us into some of the after parties, and Norm Connors was very personable. Very personable. Very good to me, my crew. What's sincere to me is these people have become part of my life. I've taken it a step further than Norm Connors. I don't just know their first and last names. I know their kids' birthdays. I've been invited to many of their parties. I know their graduations. I know where they work. I know if someone died and passed away in their family. They let me in. So honestly, I'm proud of those fans. They can actually separate, here's the entertainment and the event aspect of it, and at night, I'm proud to be there thanking them at the end of the night that they chose my product to pay their hard-earned money for. And I want to acknowledge them that in the grand scheme of things, wrestling and entertainment is the first thing to be sacrificed. Sports, entertainment, movies, in a logical family situation, if you had to pay the bills, if your gas is getting turned off, hey honey, we can't go to RWA tonight. We can't go to the football game tonight, the movies. I want those people to know, every one of you to know, how much I love, respect, and appreciate that you chose us for that particular Saturday night to entertain you. So no, it's not a distraction. And if the fans felt it was, the fans know they can tell me and I'll pull it back.
Okay, so we're going to have some fun now.
All right.
Or terrible fun.
Okay.
We're going to play a game
Oh no.
called Word Association. I'm going to give you a wrestler or an organization.
Okay.
Tell me what you think. Just whatever pops into your head.
Whatever pops in my head.
Jimmy's-
I'm sorry. One word, or can I elaborate?
However you want to elaborate is fine.
Okay. All right.
Jimmy Cicero.
Oh man, Jimmy Cicero, gold. My booker, co-booker. I'll write some stuff down on paper of the direction we're going, and he'll make art out of it. Sometimes he changes every single thing I have. Sometimes it might just be tweaking something, but worth his weight in gold. That's not an insult, Jimmy. Fantastic person. I have to say more. Incredible father. He has 2 children with special needs. In fact, we're going to discuss autism this evening at this particular event tonight. And I mean, to have all those challenges put in front of him and dedicate so much to me and my crew and these RWA fans is, I said it earlier, it's priceless. You can't put a price tag on it. Jimmy Cicero is a good friend, and I love and respect him, and I owe him a great debt to how he's helped move RWA forward.
Jim Miller.
Jim Miller. Well, I'll tell you exactly. Well, let's go with it. Worked with Jim Miller for a while and tried to. Got to the point where they accused me of tearing down posters. My father, who's been dead and gone for 17 years, would have put me through a wall if I did something shady. If I did, I'm not perfect. And by no means am I perfect. But I don't like to be falsely accused of something. So I won't slam Jim Miller and PWX because it's the truth. If you go and start insulting and mother effing and all this, I'm not going to go there. I'm telling a direct truth to you that I'm falsely accused of something ends any relationship that I'm going to have with that person. It ends there, and it died there. The second they make Facebook posts accusing a certain promoter down in the area of tearing down posters, that's it. So my comment is not trustworthy, will not work to promote their own product to the level that the other companies promote in this area. And when they falsely accused me of something with no video proof and no proof whatsoever, that ended it. So I have no use for Jim Miller whatsoever.
Norm Connors.
Norm Connors, much respect. Much respect. Even though it was always in the back of my head to do something like this, I cannot deny that Norm Connors is a little bit influential on, how he presented himself and how he presented his product. And like I said, IWC, in my opinion, was at one time locally, and still is a strong promotion, but the premier local independent promotion.
KSWA.
KSWA, met them. They've come here. I believe one, two, maybe three guys have worked for me. KSWA has their own little niche. Certainly nothing bad to say about them. It's kind of like they do their thing and we do ours. We have different crowds, different audiences. I have respect for them. They have longevity. They're criticized. They're often criticized, like I was and still are. But you know what? Good for them. They pushed past their criticism and they have their own little niche audience.
Justin Plummer.
Justin Plummer. Have had the opportunity to speak with him. We are friendly rivals, I would say. I would hope he'd say the same thing. I have much respect for him. We've had a few face-to-face talks, a couple small conversations. A lot is in his lap because he has to inherit a mindset of Norm Connors, Chuck Roberts, third owner. I think he's sometimes unfairly criticized, in my opinion, because he has to pick up where not only one promoter, two promoters have left off. So, and he has to make it his own. And then some people still have probably an expectation of, well, we still want old IWC too. So he has to juggle a new era with an old, and probably has a lot on his plate in a different way than I do.
How about
A lot of respect for him.
Brandon Kay and Rise Wrestling?
Brandon Kay is an absolute gentleman, professional. He has worked for me as well. One of the nicest guys, in my opinion, in this business. Again, we're all rivals, but I'll tell you, I have enough trust and respect for Justin Plummer and Brandon Kay that I'd be open to talk about doing a show with them or some joint event or something in the future. Not saying it's going to happen, but I'll put it out there. I'll put it out there, extend that olive branch, because I don't know Justin Plummer as well as I know Brandon Kay, but actually two promoters that have never falsely accused me of anything and have always been respectful to me and to my people. And truly, if you ask any wrestler in the local area, if they haven't been trained by Brandon Kay, they certainly respect him and know he's truly one of the nicest guys in the business. Maybe too nice. I don't know.
How about Joe Rogers?
Another territory where I distance myself from Joe Rogers. We've had little clashes, nothing big, but he does his thing up to the north, and I'm down here. There's been some things that Joe Rogers has gotten in the hot water, and I don't need to discuss it or rehash it. I would hope that we have enough respect for each other. He does his thing, and I do mine. But I'm not maybe too fond of some of his business practices. But again, the reason why I say that, I'm not being a hypocrite when I say it. Again, I had some questionable talent in the first couple of years, but the idea is that you should grow and graduate from it. I'm not 100% sure Joe Rogers has graduated and taken his company to the next level. Personal opinion, not a personal attack. But I have nothing against him.
Two more word associations. Mm-hmm. Quinn Magnum.
Quinn Magnum. Neutral. I respect Quinn. I don't dislike Quinn. But he kind of went along with the same thing. He posted some things on his personal Facebook. They had a digital display advertising their own company. Boy, a certain promoter can't climb up this ladder and tear that down, now can he? I read it, I saw it. So it was on his page. A couple of other cronies from their company responded. And yeah, Feelbad can't get up that one. So someone did mention me by name. And I think that's petty and it's low. I don't think of Quinn Magnum as a bad guy. Certainly not to the degree that I don't trust Jim Miller. But again, he still went along with it, and he's maybe being loyal to his company. Maybe he's in a tough position. I understand that. But maybe you shouldn't post stuff that's not true.
Last one.
Yes, sir.
The RWA fans.
I'm glad you ended on that. Look at what I just said now about how there's sometimes unfriendly competition. There's all kind of criticism. There's always ghosts, someone criticizing you. What do we do it for? We do it for the fans in general. The RWA fans are the most loyal, passionate people, wrestling fans that I've ever seen. Not just because that's my own company. It's why we do it. It's why that roster downstairs does it. Because you will be hard-pressed to find fans or a group of people that passionate and that believing in a pro wrestling company anywhere. I'll even challenge IWC on that one, because these fans here don't care about work, shoot, anything like that. They want to be part of it. They reach out and they grab it. There's no barricades here even. I mean, a wrestler tells you move, because they're going in a crowd.
How many fans do you think will be here tonight?
I'm thinking on a low end 250, on a high end 300.
Which is really good for an indie show. Why do you think what you're doing is working when maybe some others it isn't working as well?
Well, it comes down to people you can trust. I look at it this way. I'm not trying to take a pot shot at any other company, but there are some companies in the area that barely hang a poster. Or they just think Facebook's just going to work. Let's just send up some cell phone videos, or let's just throw up our flyer and just hope it generates something. At RWA, we have professional quality promos done 90% of the time, not all the time, but 90% of the time. Sometimes I'll ask a wrestler, throw a promo up even if it's on your cell phone. So I'm, again, not being a hypocrite. We don't have state-of-the-art everything all the time. But 80 to 90% of the time, it's a professional-looking promo. It's what they feel. I tell my wrestlers, go out there and feel it. And the fans respond the same way. They feel it. I've often said RWA is as real as it gets in indie wrestling, and I stick by that motto. It really means something to these people, and it really means something to that roster downstairs.
What's next for you and the RWA? In that same vein, Missy Lynn Montgomery asked,
Okay. Oh, great fan. Hi, Missy.
where do you see RWA going in the future?
Well, the usual cliche, confident thing is to say, oh, the only way is up. Well, let me explain why it's up. Crowds have been up for, like I said, we've set record crowds for about 8 out of 12 shows. If we don't set a record tonight, we'll be damn close, I think, and I'm hoping. The only way is up, but I can back that up. We have 2 buildings that I'm currently negotiating with in the area to have RWA exclusively perform in, and they're 500 to 1,000 seaters. The last 3 months have been the closest we've ever come to having to turn people away at the door, and the seats and the seating chart shows it. So really, we're almost at a crossroads. Being realistic, all companies dip a little in the summer. We see gas prices sneaking up a little bit. But I'll ask everybody out there watching this, come to one RWA show, $15 adult, $8 for children under age 14. It's not expensive. Come to one RWA show, one event, and see if we can make a believer out of you, and maybe, just maybe, you'll come back again.
Well, I think that is about it. Is there anything you want to add before we wrap it up?
Well, yeah, I do. No, you're one to get criticism often too. I actually want to thank you for this opportunity, because I've never been interviewed at any point in time based on some of the questions of the past or what got us here. So I would just like to add, this is maybe something positive for the local area and local independent wrestling. And I didn't shy away from your questions, and I appreciated the opportunity. I'm proud to be your first guest.
Thank you. I
Thank
really
you very
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank
I
you.
hope everybody enjoyed it.
Thank everybody.
I hope everybody learned a few things today. I know I did. Please tune in next time. But let me close with, guys, girls, please stop having shitty matches. You are ruining my life. Thank you.
You got it.